course, this is a heavy blow against the Fulani Militias. I will allow you to watch the video, of course, the full video, and the video show moment where the military gave the Fulani Militias a heavy blow. You can clearly hear the military, of course, say that these are Fulani men. And this is for those who started before now doubt that the banditry we are seeing is not associated with Fulani Militias. But before I do that, in another development, let me quickly bring you another issue with government of Nigeria, where they have made a very big plan against banditry as well. This one is from the Punch newspaper. They say federal government order 50 fighter jets as terrorists occupy Kanji. You go further to say that the federal government has announced plans to bolster its anti-banditry operations with the acquisition of 50 new aircraft scheduled to arrive between now and next year. You go further to say that the initiative aims to strengthen security efforts in the northwest region and across Nigeria as terrorists occupied the Kanji National Park in Niger State. So you can clearly see that the bandits are in big trouble. But before I go further, let me allow you to watch that video that capture moment. The military, of course, use superpower of their power arm against the bandits, of course, Fulani Militias. We'll come back to further this conversation after this time out.
At that tree, they are there. They too, see there. I can see them moving at that tree. Yeah, we see our boys. They are flying them from there. Okay, see them there. Some of them are there. Where are our boys? Where are our boys? Where are our people? Where are our people?
Where are people?
Who be this one for here? Now him be this. Now him be this. Boy, your armor, reserve armor. Okay, see our people here.
Now people. Where are people?
No be our people be that.
Where are people?
Oh, wait first. Oh boy, look, oh, watch that side, let me watch here. Watch that side, let me watch here. So that they will not flank us. Watch that side. Watch our front. I don't just stop it. Watch our side. Watch there. Hey! Mona, can't take alignment. Oh boy, my rifle don't jump. Oh boy, look them. That tree. Now we're there, then. Did they advance? Oh yeah, wait first. Buddy, where we not there now? Mona can't take alignment here. Why are you behind? Oh yeah, wait. Don't go yet, oh. See us for here. Don't withdraw yet. Who? Mona, check their movement. Now advance, they advance.
Commander.
Eh? Okay. Look at where you are firing, oh.
Firing and we go for that person.
I beg, take. Hold on for me. They are still fighting at us. I'm on CJ, you. Like the man. Let's go. Fire and withdraw. They're firing for it. Who be that? At the come. Open your eyes, open all around the fence. They can flank us. Hang and move out. Hang on, move out. Hang on, move out. Hey, hey, hey! Withdraw, withdraw, withdraw. Tactical withdraw. So somebody come out. Come out. Come out, withdraw. Come out, withdraw. Come out, withdraw. Come out. Come out, withdraw. Come out. Hey. No, now come out now. Come out, come out. They are coming. Alignment. Put it far from there. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Withdraw. Take another for there. Wait. Look at your back. Look at your back. Yeah? Look at your back. Your magazine. See extra ammo inside that bag. Extra ammo inside that bag.
So from what you can just see, or rather from the experience you just saw in that operation, I think it's going to show that if Nigerian military gets the best equipment, there is much they can do. So of course, I think that best explain the reason the federal government is tinkering with the idea of getting this new 50 air platforms. Because to be quite honest, the activities of Fulani Militias is already a major issue in this country. More so as the global terror index already recognized and put them as the fourth most dangerous terrorist organization in the world. So I think the government will give it all attention and seriousness they deserve. I understand that the federal government the other time equally came up with the idea of setting up offices across the nation, of course, to deal with this issue. But again, the issue of decentralization of the security architecture cannot be overemphasized because all crime is local. And again, the locals have been proven to do this thing or rather this job often better. We have seen different parts of the country how the locals, whether I call them local vigilante or whatever nomenclature they go by, how they have recorded successes against this same banditry. We saw the one that happened in Delta State in Abraka the other time. We saw the one in Kwara. In different parts of the country, we are seeing locals registering success. I think that laid credence to the statement that came from the director of DSS, talking about Ajayi, who acknowledged that the communities should be empowered to be the first line of defense in case of invasion. So since the communities are able to do this, I think it is good that the government allow the communities to play a pivotal role in this fight against insurgency, fight against banditry. But the only thing that is a challenge is, of course, how they'll be trained and armed. I think that takes us to what came from federal government recently, talking about forest guard. Where federal government have made it very clear that the states should recruit between 5,000, 2,000 and 5,000 personnel, depending on their financial capacity to pay. And of course, we understand that they will be trained and perhaps armed from the Office of the National Security Advisor, and that will enhance the way and manner they are controlled. Because of course, obviously, what was lacking in the past was the inability of those security arrangements at the state level to be armed. We understand that under the last administration of Muhammad Buhari, even when the southwestern part of the country came up with the idea of Amateku. Amateku was created as a result of act of State House of Assembly in all the southwestern states. But unfortunately, they had a challenge of bearing arms. And the reason is not far-fetched, because for you to bear arm to combat insecurity, you must need an exam certificate that comes from the Office of the National Security Advisor. Obviously, that was lacking then, and as such, there was little or nothing they could do. But now that we have a government in place that is ready to, of course, allow the right thing to be done in terms of fighting this banditry, I think it is high time, even when the forest guard is established, that they allow them to bear arm, at least to the capacity to deal with these emerging threats. Because obviously in the past, we have seen civilian JTFs in the north who, of course, were fighting side by side with the Nigerian military, bearing arms. And of course, at the time, Akere Dolumu, is so rest in peace, who was the then governor of Ondo State, was always a loggerhead with the federal government of Muhammadu Buhari, challenging the government then that if you allow Amateku to bear arm, if you allow civilian JTF in the north to bear arm, there's nothing that deters you from allowing Amateku to bear arm. Of course, Amateku is a creation of the State House of Assembly, and as such, there's no reason they should not be allowed to bear arm. The only thing that can be put in place is ensure the command and control system, how they bear arm, so that they don't abuse it. But to say they should not bear arm, for me, is a great disservice to mankind. Because however I look at it, the government, both at the federal level, at the state level, even at the local government level, they have all sought an oath to protect lives and property. And the protection of lives and property is cardinal to governance, because if you go to the Nigerian Constitution, Section 14, Section 2B, as amended, talking about 1999 Constitution, is very clear that the welfare of the people and their security shall be the primary purpose of governance. So if you now see a government that is not able to address insecurity and the welfare of the people in a country that has such entrenched in its constitution, of course, for me, is a failure, not just a failure, a monumental one. That is why all hands must be on deck to address this issue. The locals and even the traditional institution, traditional rulers must be integrated into the security architecture. Not just being integrated, there should be legal framework that give them responsibility to play, so that it can be legal. Whatever they do can be legal. Because we understand that even in the course of intelligence gathering, the locals may not be comfortable divulging information to federal agencies. But if you integrate the traditional rulers, the locals, into the security architecture, it becomes easier for them to divulge such information, actionable one for that matter, to their traditional rulers, who in turn share it with all other security agencies that will enable the government to nip crime in the bud. The Waymaker, having seen that the military is actually having upper hand against the bandit of Fulani Militias, what do you see? How do you react to this?
Thank you so much. Nigerian government is now encouraging our security to do far better in terms of defeating this Boko Haram and this Fulani. Don't forget that there was an interview you granted me where you said Nigerian soldiers are contributing money in order for them to eat well. People who have not eaten well, how can they face this insecurity and defeat them? We are seeing it that the Boko Haram are recruiting men in the north. If Nigerian government is paying Nigerian soldiers 200,000, Boko Haram have double it, paying them more than two of what Nigerian government is paying.
But see this fighting spirit. What do you think would have given them that enthusiasm to be having upper hand against the bandits, in spite of the fact that their weapon is not appropriately taken care of by the government?
I think many of them have took it upon themselves that this is the only country they have. If they die on this place, they will die on this place. That's the only thing they are having. They are succeeding. They are getting results.
Okay, patriotism.
Yes, that's the only reason they are getting results. And maybe probably Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a Fulani. I've told you the way this Fulani, if we say we should not talk about the death, we must only talk about Buhari, the atrocity Buhari committed before he died. You can't tell say we should not. Buhari brought this man, this miscreant to Nigeria before in 2015 when he said Jonathan win the election, he will do this and other, and that's how all these Fulani men came into Nigeria, and today they are everywhere. So you look at it, maybe problem because of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not there. That's why Nigerian government, Nigerian soldiers are having more energy to face people one-on-one. But I must say that our people from the north where I came from, they need to do better. In terms of them speaking out, condemning this evil, these people to they are doing in Nigeria, they need to do more so that this atrocity, all these shenanigans they are doing will have an end.
Now let us bring in this statement that once came from the former governor of Kaduna State, talking about Nasir El-Rufai, who once said that his own ideology is to disallow all the bandits, send them to their creator who had the power to join them. What is your take?
No, Erufai, for me, Erufai, you know, Erufai is a man that he has done a lot in Nigeria politics in terms of bringing unity together. He's a man, I think it's maybe probably because Buhari that brought him up. I know it's not a man that I like so much because his way of life, the way he do things, the way he do. But as you can have it, that's why I said the only solution to this country is allow regional government or everybody go on their own separate way. The Erufai ideology is quite different.
So he said disallow, kill all the bandits.
Oh, okay.
Send them to their
it
creator.
Is now they are sending it. When he was a governor, he did not do it.
No, he said it at the time he was governor.
Okay, if I thought he said it when they are doing it, but then they are not doing it in the north. All they do, they keep protecting them. Somebody like Stan of Sokoto should be able to come out now and speak and tell these people enough is enough. If 16 of them in Uromi can come out, die then, and they not want to bring Nigeria down just because they kill 16 of them, they feel that the Nigerian government Uromi boys kill them. Now, if they are killing the other side and they have confirmed that it's Fulani, they knew it's Fulani, then they should speak that this Fulani should stop all this nonsense. This bad name they are giving to the good Fulani is not good. So for me, I think maybe probably what Erufai said is the final. The idea of only Fulani is say they are repented Boko Haram, they are repented Fulani headmen is rubbish, and that's what is giving them the energy for them to continue to do evil. The women, they knew that if they commit any error, seeing them is take them to their creator. I believe that many of them will desist from doing this evil.
Okay, now let us look at those who were disallowed in Zamfara recently by bandits. Of course, it was recorded that 57 persons were abducted and they were asked to pay ransom of 1 million each. It turned out that 30-something could not pay, and they slaughtered them one after the other. And the only thing they commit is being Nigerians and residing in Zamfara.
The truth of the matter is that the North are reaping what they sow. What they sow many years ago, they refuse to educate these children. They refuse to allow them to be educated, and that's what they are doing. I am afraid in 10 years to come, this thing might be happening in the Southwest here. Because many children are out of school now, they are not going to school. They say an idle hand is the workshop of the devil. These people don't have what they are doing. They was not privileged to go to school, and that's why they are doing it. It's because you go to school, you could able to interview me now, the whole world is watching what is happening. But children that you deprive not to go to school, what will happen? Of course, somebody from elsewhere will come out and introduce Bati to them, they will do it. So the North should realize their mistake and start amending it now so that things will not get worse in the North for them.
I think I must let you go at this point.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.